You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Rose. Welcome to Masters in Trading Live. Got the chat open. Hey guys, how is everybody doing? Thank you guys all for joining. Really appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about drones. We've been putting videos out about drones for the last probably 2 or 3 years, really focusing on KTOS. KTOS. KTOS is the major drone company the US government is backing, they're financing. That's why we started talking about drones. We used to say, who wouldn't want to be invested in drone stocks going forward? So we'll focus on that. I want to go over the entire industry, actually. There's 9 different drone companies that we're going to go over, and we're going to do that today. So we'll talk about drone stocks, defense stocks. We also have the Masters in Trading Challenge. The Masters in Trading Challenge is still open. If you have not taken the challenge yet, get your butts in there. We'd love to have you do the challenge. It's the most affordable way to get into Masters in Trading, but it's also a belief that I could teach anybody to trade options within 7 days. So chat's open. George, Ernie, Aaron, Jim, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. Let's go to the screen. All right, these are the 9 drone companies we're going to talk about. We're going to go through each one, guys. We got KTOS, AVAV, DRS. We got some tier 2s. So our tier 1 is going to be the main drone stocks. Our tier 2 is going to be some UAV subsystems and suppliers. And then finally, a bit more speculative with our final grouping. Before I get into our 9 drone stocks, Sean, just this morning, actually just yesterday, shared an awesome comment in our Discord. Guys, I'm really enjoying the challenge. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I never dealt with options before finding you, and you really show people how they are not as complicated as one thinks. I want to repeat that. I have never dealt with options before finding you, and you really show people that options are not as complicated as one thinks. And as powerful as they are, your trading ideas are awesome, and I look forward to learning more. So Sean, thank you for sharing this. Guys, get in the challenge, mastersintrading.com/challenge 2025. Options are way easier to grasp than you think. Before I get into the 9 drone stocks, Tressa yesterday as well. I started with Jonathan for his free game trade, and then into QXO, and between the two, I have made over $5,000. We love to celebrate wins with a glockenspiel. I'm sure the earnings stuff will pick up, but the advanced notice stuff, it's been amazing. I'm a believer. I can't afford all access yet, but at the current rate, it won't be too far in the future. So Tressa, thank you for sharing. Again, if you have not tried the trading challenge, mastersintrading.com/challenge 2025. All right, let's talk drones. Okay, a couple of bullet points to get us started. I think it's important to just get out there. Every single military operation going forward is going to involve drones. Every one. Domestic supply chains, nations must own drones, research and development, not rely on foreign tech, and technology shifts, which is getting really scary. Drones are now integrating AI, edge computing, and real-time battlefield mapping and autonomous decision-making. We are definitely getting to the new age of warfare, and drones are absolutely leading the way. We saw some horrible videos out of Ukraine too. Ukraine proved it. $100,000 in drones was able to cause $1 billion in damage. Drone fleets can achieve battlefield dominance at a fraction of the cost, and analysts and institutional buyers are positioning before the mainstream awareness. This is a pre-repricing moment. So getting into the different drone companies. KTOS, AVAV, ESLT. Okay, I'm going to pull the questions up to a second screen so I have some more real estate. And this is how we are going to look at the drone companies, the drone stocks. Let me do this. I'm going to put this on top, and that should do it. Okay. When I'm looking at these companies, guys, I have them all here. Here's the last trade. Let's look at market cap. The market cap with these companies, you guys can see me okay, right? Yeah. Let me just make this so it works. That's nice. Okay. Always look at market cap. You want to see that they're actually real companies. The companies with a similar market cap, you're going to see are going to be more correlated than the other ones. So DCO is the lowest market cap at 1 billion. Right now, ESLT is the highest market cap at 20 billion. Historical vol, that's how much expectations of movement. So when you see high historical vol, those companies are going to be really, really, really volatile. The companies with a lower historical vol, they're not going to move nearly as much. Implied vol is the volatility that's being priced in the market right now. So let's go through these four to start off. Now, all of these companies in the last couple of years have been performing really well. Just going to pull up a chart for you guys. And again, we're going to go through each one of these names. And then we're going to start with Katos, AVAV, ESLT, and DRS. Now, how I think these should be traded, guys, this is an industry. Okay, look at this as the entire industry, because if we look at Katos, by the way, I checked YouTube. Our first video about Katos came out when this thing was trading just $16. So Katos, U.S. government is funding a good part of Katos, really, really strong. You want to keep these on your radar, and we want to buy on pullbacks. The really great thing about our tools is it gives you an area of where to buy. So if we go back here and we see Liberation Day when the stock market got killed, if you have names that you know that you want to invest in, like drones, like our top quantum names, like our top uranium names, when you get these pullbacks and we get close to the expected move, that's the time to buy. That's the time you want to buy. The expected move, this is how options are pricing the stock. So when it gets to the edge, oftentimes you're going to see some resistance. Here, it's getting through the top because it's a really, really strong stock. But overall, when you get an opportunity to get long these names in your long-term investment account or in your IRA, you want to take advantage of that. So we have Katos, AVAV, Aereo environment, it just exploded higher outside of its expected move. This is not the time to buy. But again, I want you to keep these 9 names on your radar because April 1st, once in a while, they'll get down to the bottom of the expected move. And when they do, that's a really, really, really good trade. ESLT. ESLT, expensive stock, but getting a little bit of pullback, nice and strong. These names, you want to be invested in the technology, okay? Let me look at DRS. They're all looking the same, right? They're all strong. It's just waiting for a time to get involved. You can even see all the implied volatility too is above the historical. AVAV, I don't believe this one historical. DRS, maybe. We'll go back to DRS actually looks okay. Hang with me. We're going to look at DRS options. Why does DRS look okay? DRS looks okay because that implied is right by the historical. I'm making a note. So far, DRS is absolutely my favorite looking at those top four. Let's keep going. And then if we have questions about DRS, I'm happy to go back to that after. I just want to push forward and make sure we go through all of these different names. Katos, Avov, Eslit, DRS. We're waiting for pullbacks. DRS looks okay though. Next one. Deco. Very, very low vol stock. When stocks are very, very low volatility, you probably don't want to touch them trading options. Deco. Okay, and it has no options. That's why too. So Deco, right away I could tell, like it's not real because there's just no options. You could see $1.15 bid at $6. So DCO is not really optionable. So you probably don't want to touch it. DCO, and let's go LOAR. It's amazing how these things end up respecting their expected move. Oftentimes, we'll try to get in on stocks that we like on the bottom of the expected move, and a great place to cover is on the top of the expected move. We were able to just do that with ARM. Look at this. ARM rallies right up to its expected move, and for our long-term stock holdings, that's where we're able to sell upside calls to roll things into a covered call. So we have ARM, and then let's look at Hexel, HXL. HXL, shitty options too. And I know that before I check it because there's not really an implied movement. So what we're going to see too, guys, is because these are newer stocks, they're not going to necessarily have the liquidity and the optionality yet for us to participate. Let me check these. BWXT. Options, a little bit more speculative. BWXT. Very low vol stock too. Now this one's going to be a low vol stock because it's priced at $150. I don't like this revalue here, guys. I don't like when a stock goes from 110 to 150 and then us buying it at 140. We don't do that, okay? We're the guys who buy down here, or we're the guys who buy here. More volatility than is priced in the market right here, but you want to wait for a pullback. These are pretty strong. And then our final name is going to be ERJ. This thing too, right to the top of its expected move, waiting for a pullback. So with all that being said, guys, if I'm going to give you one name that I think we should put in the free portfolio, let's do it. DRS. I like DRS. I like DRS closes within its expected move 87% of the time. We are getting a little bit of pullback. This is not the easiest industry to get involved with because every stock is so unbelievably strong, but DRS looks okay. DRS implied 45. Trying my damnedest to come out with a trade for you guys. It's just taking me a little bit of time, so I apologize for any dead air, but that is me just trying to figure out what the heck I want to share with you guys because I don't want to be willy-nilly about this. You know what I like for DRS, guys? I like a covered call. I like a covered call because buying the stock and offering these 55s for mid-market, 90 cents, going out to October. I like that. It seems like at least this one's offered a little bit down, but you'll notice going through that entire sector, everything is up. Everything is up. I'm going to pull up the questions right now, guys, because I kind of went through that. I hope that was clear as I went through that. I'm going to put the names back up here. There you go. All the names back up there. I do like that DRS. I think that's the best buy out of the bunch, but we do want to wait for these to pull back. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump in. Let's see if you have questions. Dr. Jun Yoshi, how do you find the historical and implied volatility on Thinkorswim? Right here, there's a cog. Hit that cog. You can customize and then just look up historical vol, implied vol. And you can do that with any trading platform that you have. Hey, Nancy, I like the covered call right now. I like buying the stock and selling those 50s out in October. Selling the 55s out in October. I'll write that out for you guys just so everybody can see it before I hop off for our all access. So I'm going to write this trade out for you guys right now. It's a covered call. And we buy stock. And sell 55 calls. On the floor, we'd call that double because it's 2 5s. 55 calls in Oct. Donald, I don't know what that means. Ooh, article in today's journal about drones. I like that. All right, my friends. This is what I got. If you haven't tried the challenge, get your buttons in there. masterthantrading.com/challenge 2025. Drones are the future. Invest in them long term. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching. For everybody in our all access, you guys sit tight. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.